This week, inside Crust and Crumb Academy, we're baking challah. Before anybody braids a thing, I want to talk about what makes this dough different from any other enriched bread you've ever made. Because if you understand why challah is built the way it's built, the braid gets easier, the bake gets easier, and the bread tastes like something. It's not a brioche, it's not a milk bread. Challah looks like a lot of other enriched breads from a distance. Soft, tender, golden. But pick it up, pull it apart, and you'll notice something most enriched breads don't have. It has structure. It holds a shape. You can braid it and it won't collapse on itself. Soft, tender, golden, and strong enough to braid. That's not an accident. That's the recipe. Here's the secret. Challah is enriched with eggs and oil. Not eggs and butter, eggs and oil. And that one swap changes everything. Eggs do two jobs in this dough. The yolks add fat and color, which gives you that tender bite and that golden interior. But the whites add protein. And protein is what holds a braid. When you knead challah, those egg whites build right into the gluten structure, and what you get is a dough that's soft to the hand, but strong enough to hold its shape through the proof and into the oven. Now the oil. Oil does the other half of the work. It tenderizes without softening the structure the way butter would. Butter coats the gluten and shortens the strands. Oil slips in between without cutting them. So you get tenderness and strength at the same time, which is exactly what a braid needs. There's another reason for the oil, and this one matters to the tradition. Challah is pareve. That's a word from kashrut, Jewish dietary law, and it means the bread contains no dairy. Pareve bread can be served at any meal, meat or dairy, without breaking the rules of the table. I'm not Jewish, and I'm not teaching religion here, but I respect this tradition deeply, because what it really says is this. Challah is bread built to be welcome at any table, anyone's table. It was designed not to exclude. And that's the spirit we're baking into ours this week. Then there's the honey. Most challah recipes call for a little honey or sugar in the dough. The honey isn't just sweetness, although it does add a soft, warm flavor you'll recognize the second the bread comes out of the oven. The honey also feeds the yeast and helps the crust take on that deep mahogany color we're after. That browning isn't from the egg wash alone. The sugars in the dough caramelize from the inside out. So here's the picture. Strong flour for structure. Eggs for color, tenderness, and protein. Oil for tender strength. Honey for flavor and color. Yeast, salt, water. 6 ingredients, each one doing real work, nothing for show. When you mix this dough on Friday, you're not making a brioche. You're not making a milk bread. You're making a bread that's been on celebration tables for thousands of years, built to braid, built to share, built to welcome. The information is in the dough, and the tradition is in the recipe.